Triple support. To be honest, if you play any hero shooters, whether it be Marvel Rivals or Overwatch, you've heard about this. Triple support is a hotly debated topic. It has been a bit of a contrary piece of knowledge for a while, but as of late, especially, I think ever since probably Gambit's release, it has become an especially prolific topic to discuss. Primarily, people want to bring to light its degenerate gameplay patterns and some serious problems that arise within the player base in consideration of triple support. And this all begs the ultimate question: does Marvel Rivals need role queue? Does it not? Would that ruin the game? Whatever. We're going to talk about that all today, you and I. We're going to cover all that stuff and discuss what's happening, why does it matter, and ultimately what can we do about it. So first and foremost, I am playing Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock is probably my favorite support hero in Marvel Rivals. He exists as this sort of off support, right? I mean, we have main tanks, we have off tanks. He's not a main support. He's an off support. I almost want to put him in a category of like anti-support, because to give you a basic lowdown of Adam Warlock's abilities, your right bumper, and I'll wait to see if I can dare that snap. Your right bumper is a quick, powerful burst heal. That can kind of chain lightning to, I believe, a total of 3 targets on your team, yourself as well, yourself included. And so, while this support style is effective at saving people, it is not the driving engine of sustaining a team that you would oftentimes need, and I think that's the kind of parameter for main support. That's what we can just get at that. So, how do you accomplish this? How do you really get healing done as Adam Warlock? Well, first and foremost, your secondary fire, this burst fire, this kind of charge move that you've probably, you've seen me do it a number of times, right? I'm probably about to do it here again in a second. Here, this charge, if you hit people with this secondary fire, you actively reduce the cooldown of your snap, your chain healing. And so he exists in this interesting space, kind of like Moira, dare I say it, because he is a DPS character. And as this DPS character, you're given this resource that you can only reacquire by continuing to be a DPS player, but the reward that you get for playing DPS successfully is healing rejuvenation. You can continue to reduce that cooldown and continue to heal people, so your reward for being a good DPS, your reward for being a good DPS is being a good support. So he exists in an interesting space, and as a character design at large, this is a very interesting way of approaching this, but it's become extremely commonplace as of late, and I think it's kind of a solution that Blizzard and NetEase have come up with. The situation of support is a relatively barren player base. It's not, I mean, not to the same degree as tank, right? The ultimate truth of these hero shooters is that everyone and their mother is playing DPS. And so they want to bring player base to a kind of a healthy equilibrium, which the reason they want to do that, right, is because game quality improves. You have less people feeling playing a role they don't want to play. Queue times are shorter because there's more people queuing up for all the necessary parts in order to successfully implement a round of this game, whatever it may be, right? I mean, if we get to a point where 100% of the people that play Marvel Rivals are just here for DPS, you can't get into a match. You can't play the game anymore. The game's done, regardless of updates or actual body of the players, etc. And so it's this quick band-aid that I'm not a super big fan of, but I think that it's important to acknowledge that it's an effective solution. You know what I mean? Like, here I am. I'm playing Adam Warlock right now, and obviously this works reasonably well. And I have Lord on him. I put quite a few hours of playtime into him, so here I am shit-talking the system that is obviously working on me myself. But anyway, a part of what's going on here, and a part of why I felt confident playing Adam Warlock, and then ultimately why we have to swap to a triple support, we get a Loki swap, just a Loki swap just a little bit later on in this game, because we are running a team that is prone to damage. So obviously they're up in our face this whole time, just because the demon that is Daredevil character is diving us constantly, and we're getting absolutely no help because our front line is occupied, we'll say. We are running Hulk, Deadpool front line. Those are our tanks. Neither of those characters can really effectively reduce damage. Like, in terms of the damage block stat, Hulk's shield is borderline useless. Like, I understand that it plays a really quite important role in ult generation, and then Hulk's ult is a really important part of why you would bother to play that character. But in terms of blocking serious amounts of damage, that's not it. It's not Strange Shield. Let's see how much time we have. 20 seconds left on this match. Let's see how we do. Furthermore, Deadpool, it sucks having both of those two characters in this one match because they're both so similar. Deadpool has that one bubble shield and the capacity to heal himself, and then outside of that, he's basically just a duelist. So this is a team that has a front line that can't really effectively protect itself. Now this begs an interesting question: how better could we be playing this game? What could we be doing? I think the best thing that we would be able to do in this round is acknowledging that characters like Hulk, to a certain degree, Deadpool, have an extreme amount of mobility. That's where their power budget is. I'm gonna make a video on power budget, I promise. I've written like 5 scripts for it. It's just gonna be long. I'm gonna have to do a lot of editing, and that's daunting. The power budget of Hulk especially is mobility. Having the ability to jump across an entire point, like without a cooldown, right? Like he can start doing that jump again the second he lands from it. The only condition for accomplishing that jump is not through cooldown or through a resource or through damage, anything like that. It's just, are you on the ground? Yes, you can jump. Actually, you can jump off walls too, so that's not even the only requirement. Hulk can jump, period. Because Hulk is so extremely mobile, he kind of falls under the same parameters of Angela and Spider-Man in the sense of your numerical contribution isn't huge. You're not playing Punisher, you're not playing Rocket, whatever. You're not going to be cranking numbers. But the numbers that you can crank, your strength is about the fact that you can crank them wherever you'd like. And honestly, the best thing this Hulk can do is team up with our Deadpool to ensure that the backline is completely cooked. If he kind of, nice touch shot. If he kind of checks out in the backline, that is of course assuming they're still running. They are. There he is. They are still running Daredevil. Peeling for your backline is a really solid way to play for dive characters. In conclusion, to kind of sum up that thought, as a dive tank, you dive the enemies. Sometimes the enemies are in your backline, so your responsibility is to dive your backline. So I just solo res the Loki. Actually, as a matter of fact, I just solo res the Loki who has 2.8k healing. Why would I do such a thing? This concept that we just covered. Especially now that we are running Storm against Scarlet Witch, right? I'm kind of worried about her ability to quite successfully handle her, long story short. I'm so bad at recording, my voice is giving out because I've recorded this exact video 5 times because either my camera glitches out or the audio quality is horrible. I appear like a schizophrenic person. There are blankets everywhere in this room. You just can't quite see them. They're everywhere outside of this frame to hopefully increase audio quality, so we'll see what we can do. But Daredevil through here is really causing a lot of problems for this entire team comp because this, as you can see, as a big part of why we've been really successfully pushing through here is because this Hulk, now that he has 3 supports, is not afraid to go on demon time and just punch everybody the whole time and force his way like down the enemy's throat basically. And it's working, right? Like, I'm not knocking him on that. Is an effective strategy. It is working right now. But we're having to divert a lot of our power budget for that, right? Half of the team is playing support to enable the strategy. And so, thank goodness it's working. Do I choke here? Okay, alright. Old Adam Warlock might choke there, but new Adam Warlock, you can just piss off. You can just fly to fucking Timbuktu or something, whatever you might want. So you can make any of that work. But this team comp that we have here, I feel especially now that we have Storm. So let's look at the team comp again. Deadpool, Hulk, Adam, Invis. I feel like all of these characters are cool with brawling. All of these characters have some form of mobility so they can get out of horrible positions. And they have a number of cooldowns that can successfully be used in kind of like a fighting environment, right? If Hulk were squishier, or if Deadpool didn't have any sort of like reset, like kind of like his dash that he has that can be cast multiple times, they wouldn't be quite as good in a sustained fight because much of their power budget would be kind of reserved for like burst damage, right? But that's not what this is. We're operating quite well as a team that can sustain itself. And it's a non-traditional strategy, right? I mean, especially we have Storm as kind of like the X factor here. But because so much of our team's bulk is focused in kind of this like sprawling anthill style strategy, Storm doesn't get a whole lot of attention. And so because of that, I feel like she can operate really quite successfully. New Adam Warlock, by the way, I'm a little bit concerned about the fact that he was given this flight ability because it eliminated what I thought was like really his only weakness in the past, and so I'm worried about a nerf, and obviously I love the character. And actually there's about to be an important ult here that I'm probably going to pause to talk about. Yes, for Adam Warlock, but also for triple support at large. So check this out. You just heard that echoing voice line. Let me show you. Look at their team right now in the top left. 3 ultimates are not just having been used, but are active right now. They are actually, let's just show you. Let's just look. What's going on here, what happened is this Adam felt compelled to go forth with resurrecting his Invis. Sorry, I'm dog water at goodness. Okay, so enemy Adam has ult. He's doing his best to hold this back line. There's some crazy stuff going on with this guy. I have no idea what's going on here. I think he's lagging horribly. That's unfortunate. Okay, yeah, so he does the classic Adam combo of he resets off of getting killed. Good grief, dude. This guy's playing on McDonald's Wi-Fi. And he gets off the res so that his Invisible Woman's able to come back. And then Invisible Woman basically panic ults, right? I mean, if we take a second to look at her situation right here. So that they killed Storm. Like, I'm about to res her here in a second. But they killed Storm. Look at their front line. Their front line is perfectly maintained. I mean, the people who are actually looking at them, I mean, there's a Loki clone, right? So, I mean, you might feel intimidated by that, but he's not actually shooting you. There's an Invisible Woman who is, like, DPSing. Oh, I guess Invis was trying to save Storm. Okay, that makes sense. And then, you have Vanguard, Deadpool over here. She does not have to pop ult. She still has the bonus health from the Adam Res buff. Doctor Strange is protecting her right now. She has Loki healing her actively, and as soon as Adam Warlock is done with whatever he's doing, I'm sure he'll be ready to heal as well. So anyway, all this is to say, they just popped 3 ultimates. 50% of the power budget of their team has just been used, and with a singular support ult, I am able to negate all of that. And I mean, it's not like I hit some crazy skill shot, right? I just pressed both of the joysticks in, and then everybody's back to life. So support ultimates are a really big part of the power budget, and really, if you ever have a conversation with someone about triple support, whether or not it's healthy or not, it's close, there's only 25 seconds left. The power that is inside of a support ultimate for changing the entire game is really probably the most important part of the conversation we should be having, right? Support ults are a really big deal, and how to succeed in really any match, difficult, easy, whatever, hinges on them, really, whether you like it to or not. Let's do a brief check-in for our Hulk. I want to see this guy's gameplay experience. Our audio's tweaking out. Can we fix that? Let's see. Yes, we can. Okay, so Hulk is able to do whatever he damn well pleases up in this front line. He's pulling a Dr. Moon down. And this front line operating successfully, I mean, this guy's just wreaking havoc, you know what I mean? He's not even paying attention when he's just running. He's killing Loki clones, but obviously he's hulking out, you know what I mean? Like, he's doing his job. He's working really quite effectively. This team comp is risky. Hulk has that one shield. He has 750 HP, but really not a lot of ways to keep that up. Doesn't have any lifesteal effects or anything like that, though he can give himself another health bar with his ultimate. This tank hold is fragile. It really only takes 1 or 2 things to go badly for Hulk to not be able to stand a front line anymore. And so being able to counteract multiple frontline and backline ultimates with a single support ultimate is a big deal in terms of how our team stands in an interactive relationship with the enemy team. But anyway, that's really all. I just wanted to get that quick point out. I'm sure you get the point I am getting at. If you have any questions about Marvel Rivals, my take on triple support, the situation that we're in, whether or not that's going to come to Overwatch, whatever, just let me know in the comments. Once again, I'm going to flex on y'all one more time. I literally never missed a comment. Like, literally, I've replied to every single one. I got an aura farm at the end, I'm sure you understand. Thank you for watching. Check out some of my other analysis videos if this type of nerding out about stuff interests you. But thank you for your time. I appreciate it. And hope you have a good day. Peace. See you later.